Monkeypox. If you look under a CDC description of it, you will find out that last century, okay, maybe 1,000 people came down with it. Most of it was in Africa. This century, it has spread across because, well, it's like the AIDS virus. Remember the AIDS virus when it first came out in the late 1970s? It was transmitted from a few people. How was it transmitted in Africa? It seems that sexual favors truck drivers who want to spend a night in a village has, why, I really get to let you have my wife for a few dollars or my daughter for a few dollars. It's one of the reasons that the population boom. It's how we look at sex. It's like the 1960s, the sexual revolution. I'm quite sure, yeah. And the truck drivers just picked it up. Somebody just got it from one village. One village was infected, and truck drivers spread it to the next village, to the next village, to the next village, and then into the cities. And HIV spread. And what I got it from a medical conference back in, I guess, 78, 79, that I was at, they had this new disease in Africa and it was wiping out villages. But they looked at it and who's dying in the village? Not the very young, not the very old. Anything between 12 and maybe 30 were dying off. And they looked at it and saying, it's a blood disease. Okay. And it was rampant. These whole villages were simply losing people between this 12 and whatever for the sex age. Yeah. They're all Christians. Not many Muslims died. All the Christians, and well, different habits. And how it was spread, it was supposed to have been spread by an airline pilot. Landed in Africa, who was gay. Well, over there was anybody who wanted sex had it, basically. So it was through the whole population. Here, it turned out to be a lot of gay men. It takes about, by that time, it took about 6 months to kill, but it was running rampant. And if I remember it right, 2 doctors on either coast said they were, hey, we got this we got this strange disease, and it's among gay men. And they talked back and forth, and they did some publishing of their findings, and other doctors found the same thing, mainly among gay men having a blood disease. And it were killing them. It basically withered them down to nothing. And oh my goodness gracious, oh. And what I still remember at another conference hearing the thing about, well, it's only affecting the gay people. But it's a blood disease. It's only affecting them because it doesn't affect us. Well, if you remember all the rugs in the Washington Mall from parents who, put up these rugs because their sons who were straight had the AIDS virus. Oh, how can it be that my son has the AIDS virus? He's bisexual. Oh, not my son. He's a good Christian. He goes to church on Sunday. He's still bisexual and contracted it from another guy. And and monkeypox is now the same thing. Gay guys have it, and it will get into the regular population as guys, gay guys are bisexual. Why not? Lesbians are not. Not many lesbians are bisexual. Guys are bisexual. You mean it's I could say a few things out here, but YouTube would knock me off of it. But yeah, monkeypox, and they're looking at it all over the world, and they're actually guys who get it are usually gay, bisexual, and expect it to be in all the brothels in Europe soon, because it's all the brothels in Africa, and we're going to be all the brothels in the United States too, because it's going to be another accident. Hopefully, it won't have a variant on it, because this is very close to smallpox. And they're building up a supply of smallpox vaccines for this. But it's very close to smallpox. And it wouldn't take much for this to pop out. Or maybe not at all. Maybe just be monkeypox. But that's always the bad one. With our travel, our thing, and our basically open society, it gets it, and I'm quite sure, well, it's going to be in the adult population. I wonder how fast it's going to get into the high school population. Hey, gay guys are gay guys. What can I say? Well, they're bisexual, especially when they're younger. There are a lot of, did I know bisexual guys? They were a little bit strange guys, in high school. I could tell you stories about the AIDS virus in high school. Oh, boy, did it reduce the amount of people that went to college. It's a good thing it happened in the 70s and not in the 60s with the sexual revolution, or it would have wiped that thing. I could tell you something about that thing. Here's one for you. This deals in biological warfare. How the VC was using biological warfare against the American GIs, and it was said that every brothel in South Vietnam was controlled by the VC, who made sure all the girls had sexually transmitted diseases, and it took out a lot of guys. They might have 50,000 dead bodies on the walls, but it took out a lot of guys, and they didn't die in Vietnam. It took out their girlfriends too. Hey, bad. Oh well, that's enough for monkeypox, and it is a epidemic, and it's a worldwide epidemic, and it's growing, and there are people dying from this, especially those with immune systems, deficiency immune systems, which could be a lot of things these days, especially ones with the, should not say especially, those with COVID-19, which reduces their stuff. Oh, God. What we humans do to ourselves. Oh, well, there goes monkeypox.